Today I'm showing you how to get all 4 variants of the Ray Gun Mark II on Shattered Veil. No matter which variant you choose, you are going to need the base Ray Gun Mark II, the first step of which is getting to round 10. Once you're at round 10, be sure you're in this room with the SAM AI, and a special zombie will spawn. This is a lab technician. Simply kill it and it will drop a floppy disk. Take that floppy disk into this room. It's to the right of the dinosaur room. It has a big staircase in it. It's pretty obvious. Put the floppy disk in this computer and a fax will start printing. Some vermin will spawn. Go ahead and kill them, and then once the fax is done, you can interact with it, and you should see a note on your screen, but there is a 4-letter word that is capitalized. For example, our word is crab. We need to take this 4-letter word and translate it into a 4-number sequence. We do so by going to the children's room and looking at this chalkboard with all of the letters. And as you can see, all of the letters are grouped into different groups of letters. We are going to find the letters that make up our word, and that letter is going to correspond to the number of letters in the group that letter is in. It's really simple. It's just really difficult to explain. So with our word being crab, you can see that the C is in a grouping of 4 letters. So our first number is 4. Then R is in a grouping of 6 letters. So our second number is 6. Same thing with A. And then B is back again in a grouping of 4 letters. So our 4-number sequence is going to be 4, 6, 6, 4. With that 4-number sequence, we can make our way down underground to the keypad to the HVT Doppelgast. We input the 4-number sequence, the door will open, and all you need to do is kill the Doppelgast. Once you do so, it will drop a hand for you to pick up, and then make your way around the corner to the armory, go inside the armory, use that hand, and unlock the base version of the Ray Gun Mark II. Now for each upgrade of the Ray Gun Mark II, you are going to need a canister. There are 3 canisters and 3 different ways to get the canister. The specific canister that you obtain does not matter. You can use any canister for any upgrade. So let's start with the simplest. There is a canister just underneath the double tap perk machine inside of this zombie spawn. All you need to do is throw down a Casimir outside of that zombie spawn, and the canister will draw into the Casimir, and you will be able to pick it up once the Casimir is finished. And luckily, you do not need to purchase a Casimir, because if you're in this underground tunnel section, this zombie or this person who's died has a free Casimir for you to pick up. This is a consistent spawn every single game. The next canister is really simple. There are 4 blue crystals that you can break with the Ray Gun Mark II. The first of which is in the underground tunnels just outside of the armory here. The second one is near PhD on the balcony here. The third one is in that same room that the fax machine is in, and that computer's that huge staircase above this right there. And the last one is just outside Quick Revive near-ish the spawn, and it's just in this barn shed thing right there. This canister is random, but one of those 4 locations will drop you a canister. And the last canister can be found in the SAM AI room in this tube right here holding a patient. To the left of this chamber, you could see either an A or B. Just keep in mind of which letter that is, and then go to where you fought the Doppelgast, and just outside the playable area, you should see some piping on the wall with some wheels or cranks, and one of the wheels is leaking gas. You need to take a tomahawk and then tomahawk the center wheel, so that way it starts leaking gas, and then either A or B, you need to throw a tomahawk at one of those wheels so that it starts leaking gas. Just aim slightly above it. I found if the bottom half of the icon or my crosshairs is on the wheel, then you hit it every time if you stand where I'm standing. Once you get the gas leaking from the correct pipe, either A or B, you can make your way back to the chamber and then throw a Molotov on the chamber. It will break open and give you the canister. Just as a reminder, any canister can be used for any of the Ray Gun upgrades. Starting with the Ray Gun Mark II SMG, or the blue one, or whatever letter it winds up being, I forget. Take one of your canisters to this area near Speed Cola and insert it here. This will spawn in an abomination, and you are tasked to letting the abomination zap 3 of these rocks in this Stonehenge type area. They're the shorter of the rocks, and they start glowing blue once the abomination has electrified them. Once they're glowing blue and electrified, the abomination needs to stampede to charge them. Once the abomination charges them, they will start floating in the air. Once you get all 3, you will begin a special lockdown/defense sequence. Now, unfortunately, my UI has been bugged since season 2 with the tomb, and I can't see any progress towards this, but you might be able to. All you need to do, and by the way, the abomination will die once that 3rd rock is floating, which is great. All you need to do is defend the center mechanism from vermin. This is incredibly easy if you decide to hold a zombie at the end of the round. Do not overcomplicate this. If you're doing this mid-round with zombies, it's crazy chaotic. This step only spawns vermin, so just hold your round zombies and kill all of the vermin. I believe this device needs to charge within a certain amount of time, and if the vermin are on top of it, it will prevent it from charging, and therefore you will fail. But again, I don't have the UI to exactly know that. Once that step is completed, go back to to the canister, it should be fully charged now, and you're going to take that canister underground in this area, and you can craft yourself the Ray Gun Mark II Blue SMG variant. This is a fast-firing Ray Gun Mark II variant, fully automatic, and it deals fire damage and does little mini explosions. Moving on to the Ray Gun Mark II Shotgun variant, or purple variant, this quest requires you to open a secret area. To do so, we need to find an explosive in one of these bright white Janus boxes. These boxes are littered across the map in dozens of locations. As you're progressing the map, be sure you're breaking these boxes every chance you get, because inside one of these boxes you are going to find an explosive that allows you to open up this wall in the underground tunnels. This is just to the left of the tier 3 armor wall by. You can place the explosive here. You will not get a prompt. The wall will break down once the explosive detonates, and you can enter in this chamber. But before we can complete this quest, we need 2 reflectors, and luckily they're in the same spot every match, both of which are inside fountains, the first of which being just near Quick Revive right here, and the second one is near PhD in the children's room outside on the balcony in this fountain here. Make your way back to the secret underground room and insert your canister here. This will cause a laser to come out of the crystal, and you'll find that you can put these reflectors on these pedestals. Simply put one reflector on this pedestal and then follow the laser beams around to this pedestal and put your second reflector there. You'll notice that the laser beam is now hitting one of these doppelgas statues, and now all you need to do is melee the crystal / rockets on to send an electrical surge to the doppelgas statue. Now in meleeing this, I found you don't need to aim at the crystal. You almost want to aim at the crystal base where it meets the rock. It's a lot lower than I thought it was. It's not the actual crystal, it's like the rock meeting the crystal. Once you release the energy surge, the doppelgas will come to life and you will kill it. Once you do that, the crystal will begin to emit the laser again, and we need to rotate our reflectors now. Simply go up to the very first reflector and melee it. This will change the trajectory of the beam. And now we need to take the second reflector and pick it back up and then go inside this side tunnel and place it on a new pedestal here. However, you'll notice that this beam isn't reflecting on anything, so you need to melee the second reflector in order to change the beam to hit another doppelgas. This, once again, is much simpler done than said. Once you have it on another doppelgas statue, be sure to melee the crystal, send another energy surge, bring the doppelgas to life, kill the doppelgas, and we have one final thing to do. We need to change the reflection again, so melee the very first reflector, and just doing that alone should have the beam go on the last doppelgas statue. Melee the crystal, the doppelgas should come to life, and this one is an HVT doppelgas, which just means it's a little bit more of a bullet sponge. Once you kill the doppelgas, the trial is complete and you can pick up the canister. This canister belongs in the director's quarters in Richtofen's room right here, and you will get the ray gun shotgun variant. This is my personal favorite and in my opinion one of the best. It's a ray gun, it's a shotgun, it's really fun. Finally, the Ray Gun Mark II Marksman rifle variant, or yellow variant. For this variant, you need 4 different seeds which can be gotten from 4 different plants around the map. These are pods or seeds or plants or whatever you want to call them, but the way you get the seeds from them is by either shooting them with the Ray Gun Mark II, which is very consistent. You can explode them with a Semtex or Molotov, or you can even use Napalm Burst. However, you have to be careful because the Napalm Burst has to be the thing to kill it, not your bullet weapon. There's a unique sound cue that I can't describe of the plant itself burning, I think. Once you hear that sound cue, you know the seed will drop. And these seeds can be found anywhere that's outside. There are, again, dozens of these plant locations, but there are only 4 that spawn in during a game. These can be found in the spawn area, near the speed cola area, near the quick revive area, even progressing through the mansion in the outside sections of the mansions near double tap on that side path area, even just outside of PhD, kind of in that box location with the gobblegum. There can be one on that little planter box out there. Once you have all 4 seeds though, you can make your way to this area of the map and put in your canister here. This will allow you to put the seeds in these growth chambers, and all you need to do is defend these seeds from the zombies. Again, this step is fairly easy if you hold a zombie. If you hold a zombie, all you need to do is kill the purple light zombies, but if you're doing this mid-round, then you're going to need to use your equipment, your field upgrades, and the ray gun is good for this too. It doesn't take too long before the seed is fully grown. Once it is fully grown in this chamber, you can repeat this process 3 other times for all of the different seeds in all of the different chambers. Once all of the seeds have grown up, you can make your way back to this canister, take it, and then head your way to the spawn, and this is the ray gun crafting table for the Marksman rifle Ray Gun Mark II variant. Quote me right now, this is the most underrated ray gun of this map. This does insane damage to the headshot, however, it can leave a lingering damage effect, which I think could be devastating. But there you go, those are my best practices for getting all of the different ray gun variants. Now, if you're still confused about the map layout of of the Shattered Veil, have no worries. I just released a video giving you a tour of the Shattered Veil in the simplest way possible. Be sure to check it out here and stay beautiful.